Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be installing a Security Information and Event Manager, or SIEM. And what a SIEM is, it collects logs from computers, firewalls, and other devices. It analyzes those logs to find weird spots and other suspicious activities. It helps you see everything in one place so you can respond to it quickly. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the installation. The SIEM we're going to be installing today is Wazuh. It's a free open source SIEM, and in my opinion, it's just really easy to use. And for Wazuh, it's really easy to install. We're just copying and pasting a few commands here from the documentation page. And this part I really like right here. We can see that if you want X machines, you're going to need X amount of CPUs, RAM, and hard drive space. And that's what I really love about this documentation right here. It's clear as day and tells you what you need for how many devices. And we're going to be installing this on our Ubuntu Linux server that we set up last video. And to get started, all we need to do is just copy and paste the curl command into our Linux server terminal. As you can see, I'm already SSH'd into our Linux server. I'm just gonna copy and paste the curl command. I'm gonna go ahead and let this run through. Once the installation is finished, it's gonna give us some default login credentials to log into the web UI. So let's go ahead and use those credentials to log in. So to get to the web UI, you're gonna type in the IP address of your Linux server. We're going to see this security risk. It's okay. We're just going to go ahead and click advance. We're going to go ahead and paste that long default password that we got. And right here, Wazuh is just doing some pre-checks to make sure everything's running properly. And now we're logged into the dashboard here. And like I said, this is one of the things that I love about Wazuh. It has everything laid out clear as day. Right here, for example, we can see if any of our devices are HIPAA compliant. And when we click on it, it lets us know, hey, these are the things X device needs to do to make sure that it's HIPAA compliant. And where it says deploy new agent, agents are those other devices within our network. So we're talking the Windows client that we installed in that first video, for example. Let's start off with getting our Linux agent set up, and then we'll go ahead and do our Windows agent next. So our Linux client is Debian based and it's 64-bit. Where it says server address, you're going to type in the server of your Wazuh server. Now our agent needs a name. Seeing how we're doing a Linux client, we'll just go ahead and title it Linux. Next, we need to copy and paste the following command right here, and this is what's letting our Wazuh server and our Linux server talk to each other. We're going to go ahead and copy and paste this command into our Linux client, and this is installing the necessary packages that we need to have both machines talking to each other. Now that the packages are installed, we actually need to start the service to have the machines start talking to each other. So we're just going to copy and paste these three commands right here to go ahead and start having the machines talk to each other. Okay, so it looks like the service is started properly. So let's go ahead and check on our Wazuh machine. As you can see here, it says that we have one active agent. We click on active and we can see here in detail that the active client that we currently have is our Linux client. Next, let's go ahead and do the same thing for our Windows client. We're going to click deploy new agent. We're going to go ahead and click Windows. We see that the IP address of our Wazuh server is already saved. We'll go ahead and give this Windows client a name. And just like our Linux client, we just need to go ahead and copy and paste this command, but for this we're going to copy and paste it into PowerShell. For this part, make sure you're running PowerShell as an admin. Now it's going to install all the necessary packages, so we'll come back to it once everything's installed. Now that we have the packages installed, we just need to start the services. So we're just going to copy and paste this command right here into our PowerShell. And we have successfully started our Wazuh service on our Windows client. We're going to go back to that list of clients. If the new client doesn't initially show up, just click refresh and it will go ahead and update with that new client that you installed. For the most part, we have our SIEM set up along with our agents. As this series progresses, I'm sure we're going to be doing a lot more configuration to Wazuh. And before we leave, I just want to show you one really cool part of Wazuh, and that's the configuration assessment. And what this is, it runs an audit on your clients and it tells you how secure they are. And here we are on our Linux client, and here we are, we have a security score of 43. But as we scroll down, Wazuh lets us know what things we need to fix to go ahead and bump that security score up. And when we go to our Windows client, we see we have a security score of 33. And just like our Linux client, when we scroll down, we're able to see what needs to be changed to up that security score. And how Wazuh determines what passes or what fails a security check is by comparing your system against the CIS benchmarks. These benchmarks act as a playbook, providing a detailed guide on how to harden your systems and make sure everything's up to date security wise. And so we did it, guys. We've officially installed our SIEM and set up our agents. I'm sure as this series progresses, we're going to be making some changes to our SIEM, but this video right here was just the initial setup process and getting those agents installed. With that being said, thank you guys for sticking with me, and I hope to catch you guys on the next video.